And hello, Key Ennis, Key Creative Studio, Master Drawing Japan. Let's make a point to draw every day. All right, so someone asked me about how to avoid like chicken scratching, like when you're drawing. I think that's a common problem people have, when they're learning how to become like more confident in their drawing. Um, I remember, you know, a millennia ago when I was in school. Well, one, I used to hold my pencil like this when I drew, and whenever I had like the uh, the interest or I was trying to like to draw something, I thought like sketching was doing something like this, right? Like for example, if I wanted to like to draw like a circle, right, I would do something like that, right, and say okay, like that's a circle. The problem with like drawing like this, okay, is first of all, it's not it's scratchy, right? It's to use the term like it's like chicken scratch, and our eyes and our minds are always trying like to make sense of the world, and every time like you draw, it should be like a kind of like a composition. When I mean composition, I mean there should be a certain kind of like harmony to it, right? If I put like a bunch of like lines like this doesn't say anything, right? Because this is chaos, right? But if I do lines like this, right, that's creating like a harmony, right? Um, if I was like to draw a circle, I want to draw it in a way so that all my lines are in harmony. So nothing is like working against each other. Okay. Um, Another thing, I hope you can see that, but it's a little bit light actually. Um, okay, a little bit darker here. All right. So another thing, okay, when you draw, you every stroke that you make, okay, you have to consider like every stroke, every line you make is an idea, okay? So every line you do has a beginning, has a middle, and it has an end point, okay? Every stroke that you do, so every stroke that you do has meaning, okay? When you start like getting into like you're trying to draw something and then you're doing this kind of thing like that, and it's getting like scratchy like this is indicative of you not really um being confident and not really taking like each stroke as a complete idea. All right, so I illustrate it in another way, right? So let's say if I was like to draw like some sort of volume, right? If I was to do something like this, right? Okay. So even though this is very like light and sketchy, like, everything I've done has been in the interest of creating like this kind of image, right? I didn't go like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? When you draw, like you don't want to do this sort of thing, unless unless like if you're laying down a tone, that's a different story, right? For example, like in this sketch I did over here, like for this tone here, I might have did something like that, but that was like maybe just like for the sake of like laying down a tone. um Essentially, what we're trying to do, like we're trying to create a sense of volume, right? So you have to make sure like all the lines that you're doing, or all the strokes that you're making, um are in that interest, right? Okay, you don't want to draw something that's going to be taking people like out of the experience. Okay. Another thing, okay, when I draw, you notice like when I draw like with my arm. Okay, draw, I don't draw like this. Okay, all right. You do not want to draw. You do not want to draw like this. Okay, because this is in a locked position. This is gonna give you like small strokes and like small ideas. Okay, when you're drawing, you want to try to draw from, let's say, a big idea perspective. Okay, so that way like your strokes, will be flowing, and things like that. Okay, I think maybe the best thing for me to do, is really just like me like to do like a quick drawing demo, and maybe I'll just kind of like just like talk through my process as I do it. Okay, so I don't know, let's say I'm gonna draw, I'm gonna draw a female or something like that. Okay, so let's say, the first thing I want to think about is like the gesture, right? So I'm gonna get that down first, very 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 lightly, not making a big deal about anything, right? So you see how, see how my arm is like flowing, and like it's or skating, so to speak. Okay, all right. So I have, 1 second, maybe a little bit more here. Oh, let's see. Okay, and I'll do something like that, and and okay, all right. Basically, right. So I just like laid this basic gesture down here. Now again, I did it very very loose, very, very light. I didn't do any hard lines like that. Okay. When I start laying in my volumes, right? I tried my best like to, again, make my lines like a sweeping line, like this. Actually, when I do draw, one thing I try to imagine when I'm doing it, it's more like, I'm sculpting, rather than rather than drawing, so to speak, right? So when I do this, I try to imagine I'm going like over the forms. Okay. Now, yes, I have like done this stroke like more than one time, but what I'm doing is, when you draw, you want to like build up, right? So I lay one down, and then I'll build up this way. Okay. Another thing else you want to keep in mind is that like when you draw, the your line, again should have like a kind of like a taper to it. In other words, again, it has a feeling like, that it's starting someplace, it's going somewhere, and it's ending somewhere. Okay. So okay, bring this volume down here like that. Okay. Um, there we go. All right. Now, I mean, there's some lines here that I am like putting in, a little bit, confidently, and maybe a little bit boldly, and it's basically because, well, that I've been drawing for a little while, so I have a little bit of mileage. So it's, I can get away, and every now and then, with doing something, a little bit more, uh, straight on, without having to like, sketch it in. Okay. You know what? I think I will have this coming this way. Okay. Okay, like so. Like that. It's coming in there like that. It's coming in like that. great. So there's no other way to really get around it, other than you have to practice and um, give yourself enough mileage and experience so that you can start drawing um, um, a little bit more confidently, and that's something that it really, it just takes time. Okay. All right. So if I haven't said it before, when I draw, um, I try to keep in mind my old mantra, which is gesture, gesture first. That's always like the most important thing. All right. After that, you lay down your volumes. Um, be mindful of rhythm. Okay. And finally, I think about weight. Weight is also a very important thing. Okay. Okay. So let's see. I have this here, like that. Belly button here. Now, there's some things that I could improve here. So it's another reason like why you wanna draw lightly. You don't want to do things that are too committed. Otherwise, you'll lock yourself in to something, um, and it'll be a little bit too hard to correct. Yeah. And that's a little bit better. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay. Put this in. Put this back. Okay. Okay. And change that shoulder a little bit because this is gonna be female. You don't want female shoulders to look too um, not too broad. And actually, let me make these arms a little bit more gentle. Be like Michelangelo, who basically um, when he used most of his models were male models. So when he drew females, a lot of his females were based off of male models, and that's the reason why. Um, when you look at his women, like for example, like the Libyan Sybil, which is great. It's virtually it's a man's body, is what we're looking at. Um, okay. Make sure I get this right. Okay. So, um, now, I think, this drawing that I'm doing is still kind of sketchy, but with that being said, even though it's sketchy, I do think like all the lines that I'm doing are relatively in the interest of like working together, right? So I mean, I guess that's what it comes down to, is that like you want to make sure that your all your lines are working together, and nothing is contradicting anything else, because that's when it start I guess when it starts like to look um, scratchy, or you know not confident, you know and people are like where is this going, right? Okay. And you're like where is this going, right? And then you get nervous, and then you start, you know you start over erasing, or going um, back and forth over it again and stuff like that, and then um, it kind of gets out of your control, right? So let me see, I can do this like boom, boom. Okay, that's fine. Nose, eyebrow. Um, Now here, for the mouth, right? Um, what I try to do is when I draw lips, I try to consider that the lips are actually like um, a membrane. So I don't, I try my best like not like to draw the lips like with a hard line, but what I'll do is, I'll do my best to draw it, to draw it with a tone, so that way, it's gonna look soft. Okay. I'm not saying you can't draw um, lips in a way, that has line, but generally speaking, when I if I do that, it tends to flatten it out. It flattens out um, the volumes unnecessarily, you know. So okay, eyes here. Now you see, okay, you see how I'm holding the pencil right now. Like now, I'm holding it tightly, because I'm laying down, not a volume, right? I'm laying down a tone, or or pretty much like a flat black volume here, right? That's why, because I need that control for the larger, for the larger volumes, those things, I will do like strokes, like you see, like I did here. Okay. Okay. Here, and let's see, something like that. And let me see. Let's make this a little interesting, and I'll put uh, like a hood on this one. Yep. Sorry. Let me change that. One sec. Let me do this better. There we go. There we go. See that's the I try to micromanage in it, and or noodle, as they would say. Okay, I'm gonna bring this down here like that, and bring this down here like this. Okay. Oh, I guess I should put something on her. All right. So to be honest, to be transparent, actually I'm basing this um, off of a model who's modeled for me before. Her name is I um, Kumamoto is her name. She posed for me towards the end of last year, and she's really good, really good model. I'm really hoping to work with her again. Actually, she was great. Okay, and okay, all right. I think I might have to, unfortunately, end this this video a little bit early because I don't want it to get too long, actually. Okay, and I don't want to bore you guys either, but just wanted to give you an idea in terms of like my process um, when I draw things, and yeah, how do I avoid things getting um, things like not becoming like too sketchy and things like that. Hold on. Okay, hold on 1 second, and I'm gonna end in a moment. And again, I don't like this arm. This arm is a little bit, it's a little bit too short, actually. It's a little bit too short and too big. Okay. There we go. Should be closer to here. Yep. There we go. There we go. It's a little bit better. Meh. um, so I hope I'm not boring you guys by not talking so much. Um, there we go. There we go. Excellent. Um, Nice. Excellent. That's what I wanted. Excellent. That's what I wanted. Still, I can make this arm a little bit more feminine. Okay, good. All right. Not the best drawing in the world, but I think you guys got the idea of what what I do when I draw. Eh, whatever. Okay. Let's spend the last part here. I think I said one last part a while ago. All right, all right. So I'm sorry for the. This might be a little bit of a long one. Chum chum chum. That should be like that. And a bit of advice, actually, like when you draw females, try to avoid. Um, you don't want to put too many lines on the females that you're drawing, because otherwise it's gonna make them well, it's not quite as appealing, so you want to keep it keep it simple as possible. I can do this better. There we go. Okay, there we go, there we go. All right. Yeah. It should be going in here like that. All right. Yeah, I'm still drawing. Excuse me. All right, guys. I really apologize, because this is actually has gone a little bit farther than I wanted it to. I really should keep this simple as possible. Sorry. All right, let me just. All right, all right, all right. Also, another way to avoid things looking sketchy is or chicken scratchy is knowing when to stop. So because actually that's that's the truth, because you don't want to overwork Yeah, when you start like to overwork a drawing, that's when it starts to, yeah, it starts to lose, um, some of the cohesion. When things are getting overworked, so you gotta watch out for that too. Um, because yeah, there's the temptation like to keep going, keep going, keep going, you know. And I get it, and, we're trying to, understand like um, how this works. You want to get it right and all that kind of stuff. Um, and there's nothing wrong with that, um, but actually, there is something to be said about, um, let less is more sometimes, you know, and yeah, and sometimes, um, it might be better just to, um, um, keep it simple, and not overwork it. Okay, all right. Mm, there we go. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop, for now. Okay. Because, um, I don't want to overwork this. Okay. But okay. But look, overall, okay. The things you want to remember is like when you draw something, okay, you um, you want to keep all your lines and your ideas as like harmonious as possible. That's really like the key. Okay. It's gonna happen. I mean, we're gonna sketch and things like that, but you want to try to keep all your lines as harmonious as possible. That's what's going to, um, keep your drawings from looking like, chicken scratchy. When you do your lines, okay. Again, remember, like, every line that you make is an idea. Okay. Um, of course, yeah, there are cases in here, where I might lay in tone like this, but generally, like, when it comes to like the big idea, okay, for the big ideas, I try to make those things as, as simple, as possible, okay, and make them as broad as possible. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop here, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye bye.